What did I buy? Dun 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 dun. Polo. Pretty boring, but the idea of this video is to basically get back into flipping again. Can I take this £350 car that I bought for my mate and then turn it into, I don't know, let's say 1,500 to 1,700. I reckon that's pretty doable. I used to do this quite a lot back in the day. Oh wow, just dropped some back in the day lure. I'm 23 years old. Anyway, back to the car. Right now the transmission is gone on it. Clazy is also on it. It's got some dents down the side. Some of the headlights are yellow. Most of the tyres are bald. So max I want to spend is 500 on this £300 car. That's literally what I was thinking as well. So without further ado, where are you going? I can't see a thing. You have to move your bum. No. Without further ado, we'll get this in the workshop, get the transmission out. That will be coming today. Oh my God, it sounds terrible. It's a new transmission coming today. Sort out what other problems we have. Lazy, can you look on the right side to see if I'm gonna hit anything? Golden hour. You molt everywhere, bro. How am I looking on the front? Thank you for your hard work. Which isn't quite ideal, but every single tyre, bold on the inside, bold on the outside, bold on the inside, going bold, oh, bold on the inside. It's one good tyre. What do you think of that? One good tyre. Okay, car's up and on the lift. I'm gonna try and get this done in 4 hours. Let's see if I can do it. I think that's very possible. Future Rufus here. I love his optimism. I've changed the clutch on one of these before when I had, this is my first car and it took me 3 days, so 4 hours, I think it's possible. Anyway, start the clock now. Right, obviously first, oh God, sorry, whoops. Everything's got to come out the top there so I can get to the transmission, which is on the right side of the engine. So that will come out the way, pretty simple. And then now, wheels off so we can get to the drive shaft, which obviously connects to the transmission. Now we've got to go down under. Oh, that was bad. That was really bad. I'm not gonna do that again. Yeah, to take down off that mount. Oh, fuck it. Right, wish me luck. Right, new transmissions here. Time to work out if it fits because it's for a 1.2 and this car's a 1.4. But engine numbers match, so I think it'll be right. But that is so much easier. It's got so much room in this bay to work in. It's lush. Here's a new transmission. Looks pretty good. I don't know why it's got this yellow paint all over it, but it's all kind of cool, I guess. I'm gonna replace the throat bearing because this one is shot and this one's quite nice, so I'll swap them over. Same with the slave cylinder. Now the new transmission is ready to go in. I was going to replace the clutch, but it's actually looking pretty new, so that should be fine. I can then go ahead and throw away the old transmission into my graveyard of all the other transmissions from the Porsche and the Alfa Romeo project. Basically going to adopt the same idea of how I took the transmission out and just put it on my body and lift it out, but it's really not that comfortable. As you can see here, I'm taking a minute to build enough strength to do it. But you know, who needs a gym when you've got a VW Polo transmission? Now it's properly on, takes a little bit of wiggling just to get it perfectly on there. I can then go ahead and do up all the bolts around the transmission, as well as the top engine mount, so you can see the engine now come together again with that. And then all the gear selector cables on top of the transmission. And then these super awkward to get to drive shaft bolts that took me almost 2 hours to get to and off, but you've got that in a 2-second time lapse, so fear not. And now very importantly, bleeding the clutch. I'm filling the system with pressure, which will then push all the new fluid through to the clutch so it can be activated, and then hopefully Bob should be our uncle. Last but not least, whack the battery back in. It's even got a little puffer jacket that goes around it. Right, transmission is in, so now it's time to test it. I'm basically just going to run it through the first gear and then see if when I press the brake it stops, and if the transmission sounds nice, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, that was pretty easy actually compared to all the other cars when the engine bay is really tightly packed. This one was so easy, it's like a little Meccano set. It's taken me ages to do this, so I just lost the keys for like an hour. Turns out they're in the boot anyway. Of course. Okay, Marco Polo, let's see what you've got. Sweet Caroline, we're all good. Oh, it stinks in here. On with the rest. Oh, it stinks. Oh, that's bad. I watched for a bit, but I've just got this new gas mask for my birthday. You can tell I'm getting older. It was my 23rd birthday, and I got a gas mask and some welding gloves, but that was like the perfect present, really.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that's well good. So now when I'm like spraying stuff or like starting cars, it's calm. So next I'm going to replace the spring because it's broken on this side. Give it a service, get the dents out, get the lights, blah blah blah.
Don't know why I was shouting there, you can literally hear me perfectly fine. Anyway, this spring here is snapped, so that's got to be taken out, swapped out for a new fresh one. That actually came with the car, so it's pretty handy. Yeah. Here's your spring here, you can see it's broken at the top. So it's sitting too low, and then here's the new one. Here's another job that took me way too long because I was just having one of those days where like you keep just doing minor things slightly wrong. So this took 2 hours, this should have taken half an hour, but you know, just one of those days, isn't it? This wing is now coming off because I want to repair it because it's got that dent in it, and it also makes it so much easier to put that spring back in. That's new spring in. I've just got the tyres back as well from, the wheels back from the scrapyard where I got £25 per tyre. So that's pretty good going. Right, now it's test drive time to see what this beast is capable of. Howdy. Does your radio look and sound like because mine looks and sounds like Yeah, it's terrible. But fear not, I have a solution. This is ATOTO's X10 10-inch display touchscreen radio, which can do Apple Play, Android, you name it. This is going to completely freshen up this section, make it a bit more sleek and modern in here. This was sent out to me ages ago, and I've only just had the time to actually set it up. So thank you so much to ATOTO for being so patient. The reason why I'm adding this to this van is because not only is this van my workhorse, gets all the cars where they need to be and to carry around annoying items, but also I'm going to be doing a camper van build on this thing soon. So I need to sort out that head unit for long journeys. Right, boom, that's a head unit in. Kind of forgot to press film. That's just what I do. But yeah, it looks really cool. Definitely cleans up and modernizes the interior as well, which is what we're going for. The best part of this head unit is the Apple Play feature, which is just very smooth and responsive as well. Normally these things can be a bit delayed, but this is perfect. Oh! If you're not after that specific head unit, ATOTO make loads of other head units, as well as subwoofers, cameras, amplifiers. So just check out their Amazon store. I'll leave a link down below. Let's get back to that test drive. Right, first test drive in the Marco Polo. I do look like I've got a full facial beard on right now with all this oil. Damn, I haven't driven a Polo since I last owned one. My first ever car. They're actually pretty rapid. They're not, but they feel it. Oh! Funnily enough, actually, VW make the Bugatti Chiron. The same. Power! Yeah, nice. What a fucking car. Right, transmissions are good in now to get the rest of the car looking pretty. Alright, here's the satisfying part, getting all this green crap off with the power washer, and we'll get a nice little buff later. You can see I'm getting to every single gap possible. It's important to get this car looking spick and span, because when people come to buy cars with me, they don't really know too much about them, and fair enough. So all they're going off is visual representation. Obviously the car is mechanically sound, it still needs to look like it's fresh from the showroom. Right, now the wheels are all cleaned up after using some hardcore engine cleaner, wrong stuff, but whatever. Engine bay is now next. This is going to be quite a good transformation on this one, because this one is pretty mucky. It hasn't been clean for a good 5 years, I reckon. You want to be careful when spraying the engine bay, just so you don't absolutely rinse the electric, so just sort of lightly, and then you can spray your sprays. Once the engine degrease is sat for about 5 minutes, I can then spray it all off after I've done a little bit of brushing about, and voila, engine bay is looking all fresh and renewed. Oh my god, it's like it's only done 2,000 miles. Psych. Bodywork time, my favourite. Oh. Right, so I've had the panel under some heat now, just because when I bend it, I don't want the paint to crack, but that's exactly what I did. So unfortunately I have to use some Bondo, do a bit of bodywork and some painting. Now it's sanded, we can see exactly where those high spots are, and then I know where to put the filler. Time to use my mask again, and then I'm now putting some high build primer onto the panel, and that can fill in any imperfections which the sander didn't get, and then I'm baking the paint as well, just so it dries a bit faster. Unfortunately, Marco Polo did not pass the 70, but I kind of knew it wasn't anyway. These are said issues. Bumper is out, but that I knew that because basically, obviously the wing's been off, it's been primered, so that's just hanging. And the mirror cap is also off because it's been painted. Track rod and ball joint dust cover and brakes on the rear axle, and then all this stuff as well to do with the exhaust pipe. So I'm going to get everything off this list and then we're good to go. Looks like I found the problem with the rear brakes. This piston here pushed the two drums out. It shoes out into this drum here, which is covered in brake fluid because that is leaking. So replace that and we're good. And then now that won't be leaking, onto the service now to put a new oil filter in and some fresh oil for it as well. Finally, I can wet sand this panel and get it ready for a splash of silver with the exact same paint code, so it all matches up. And the final part of the service, just changing over those spark plugs and the air filter. Easy peasy. Right, this is one of my favourite tricks in the books. If you don't have a blowtorch, I advise you get one. Basically, heating up the plastics brings the oil back to the surface of faded plastics, and the results are awesome. It's so much fun to do, it's like really satisfying. And then it also makes your plastics look brand new again. forgot how hard paint is to do. You can still see the colour change there, and you can see mould imperfections as well. Little dimple there, little one there. Paint's not exactly where I want it to be, but not the end of the world. Realistically, some teenager's probably going to own this next and it'll be upside down in a hedge before you know it. Now I'm going to replace the flexi pipe that was leaking. This is just an advisory, but I thought I'd replace it anyway. Less is better. If you remember back from the start, the lights were also yellow. I'm going to give them a wet sand now and then a buff, and then they should be looking fresh again. Another quite satisfying job. Out with the old, got a split in a boot, in with the new. Obviously got the headlight fixed. Aim was too low because the mount was broken behind it, so I fixed that. And then I've wet sanded it and buffed it, and it looks brand new again. The wing has been resprayed. The rear brake drum, the cylinder has been replaced because that was leaking everywhere. It's got a new exhaust, obviously new tie rod end as well on the steering. I think we should be good. I think it should pass nicely. So sorry about that really aggressive sound effect. I sort of downloaded it and ran with it. So yeah, as you can see, the car's now done. It's looking really good. Nice and fresh for someone else to go get some scratches and dents down it. But yeah, it's come a long way. I managed to sell it for £1,300 in the end. 1,350 actually, so I haven't even worked out my profit. Right, I just did some adding up and found out it's 440 quid, so not an amazing profit, but you win some and you lose some. Follow my Instagram for more flips where I do some better ones there. This one unfortunately didn't work out the way I wanted to, but that's how it goes. Oh yeah, please like and subscribe, and of course Alpha Builders Next. Sorry I've been a bit delayed with that.